All right. We are live now, family. We are live. How y'all doing out there? How are y'all doing out there? We about to have a wonderful show as usual. Um, let y'all line up in the room. Got a great show tonight. Got a new guest also.
Yes,
Got a
sir.
new guest also tonight. And when I say there's a lot going on in the hip hop industry right now, it's an understatement. Like there's a lot going on in the music industry right now. And hip hop, our culture is one of the most powerful force in the world, family.
Absolutely.
And we see how influential it is on our youth, on adults, on everybody, people of all races, genders, everything. It's very influential force, and I have somebody who's involved in the music industry, and I want to talk to him, chop it up with him. He's doing some great things
Yes, sir.
right now that I want to let the family know about. But without further ado, I want to welcome to the platform my brother Jay Reid. Jay
Yes,
Reid,
sir.
welcome, my brother.
Appreciate you having me, Rich, man. This is like amazing to me.
Yo, tell the people exactly who you are. I would have said it, but I know you can say it better. Tell the people, for those who don't know, tell the people you see the plaques on the wall, right?
See the
See
plaque.
it, wait. He got the plaque, and those are platinum plaques on the
Yeah, yeah,
wall.
platinum
That
plaques. We got what?
wow,
There's
bro.
like three of them. What? That's a top 10 billboard right there.
Oh,
That's a
bro,
gold. That's three
bro,
platinums right there.
bro.
And we got more on the way too.
Yeah,
So you know
tell
what I
the
mean?
people about yourself.
So I am multi-platinum producer Jay Reid. I produce songs like Chun Lee for Nicki Minaj, Barbie Teen for Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday Girls for Nicki Minaj, Have You Ever for Moneybag Yo, Caramel for Lloyd. You know, the list goes on, right? So, that's who I am. But I'm more than that. I'm more of a spiritual person. I'm just doing music as my calling. I've been doing music since what, sixth grade. I was in a band all the way up through high school. I did band, marching band, and stuff like that. So, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now is obviously kind of self-taught because I work on FL Studio, and you know what I mean. So, yeah, man, just this is the space I'm in.
Excellent, man. And I told you this on the phone. Chun Lee, that's definitely one. And Nicki Minaj has an amazing catalog, but that's definitely one of my favorite songs of hers. Like that
That's
beat
what's
knocks
up.
so hard, and she, what's dope? That beat, just to put it in context, it was so perfect for her because I remember she was getting criticism for going pop. And I think Flex had said something. I think it was that song Starships or something
Right,
like.
right, right.
And when she came back with Chun Lee, they was like, nah. It was like, nah, Nikki
No
ain't come
cap.
to play.
Nah, she ain't one of them.
Yo,
I mean, to work with such a multi-talented artist, like, and to be honest, she definitely one of the real ones. Just a little background about me and her relationship. Like,
right.
I was like 30. I had been doing music, had did Show the World for Boosie, all the stuff for, all these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guy I was working with named Brinks, he was an independent artist. He actually had a relationship with her. He knew her. So we did some music. He took the song to her. The one I did called Rich Sex. He took that song to her and she loved it. And just based off that and him telling her about me, it was like she wanted to meet me. So I went down there and met her. First impression was good. She loved all the songs. She had recorded some more music to my songs already, my beats, and then she wanted to sign me. So it was like, you know what I mean? So since 2018 to now, that's like my big sister. Like, she showed me so much about the music industry, the ins and outs, the fake and not so real, you know what I mean? And she was like, just gave me a lot of pointers on how to manage this newfound, career, you know what I mean? Because I was doing it before, but obviously it's 10 times different when you working with a worldwide artist. You know what I'm saying?
What's your thoughts, Jay, on streaming? What's your thoughts on streaming? Streaming.
Uh, and now I hate streaming. Actually, I'm gonna be honest because streaming actually is taking the opportunities out of artists' hands. Because ultimately, we used to like even when if you sign to a label, right? You sign to a label, back in the 90s. Let's say the 90s. you know, let's say you went platinum. That means you sold 1,000,000 copies. But back then, you're selling a real 1,000,000 copies.
Right.
Those CDs was $20. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, and of course, you missing a lot of the artwork. You missing a lot of the process that goes into making this project. Like, I just feel like it's so easy to, they say over maybe, let's say 100,000 songs per day go up on streaming. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you keep up with that? You really can't. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, me and my manager Bolo, we was actually looking at, like, matter of fact, we just saw the story. Over in Japan, the physical sales are up to like 76%. So that means, like, people over there still buying CDs, vinyls, because whatever, you know what I mean? Because it's something tangible. Like, I would rather have, like, we got CD collections and vinyl collections, but it's like it means a little bit more because I actually have a piece of this artist with me.
Indeed.
This digital, any day they can say, you know what, let's cut down the whole thing. And where are we gonna have all this new music? Where it's like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's just I used to do a lot of research on what vinyls and how it affects your melanin, how it affects your frequency, because it's basically Bobby Him was talking about the vinyl it's like carbon, is melanin, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that stuff had an effect on us as Black people anyway. And it just, they did away with all that stuff. You know what I mean? Think about the kinds of people that came forward by getting motivated by that kind of music back then versus now. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I think, it's a big difference in today's time, and it's much needed. Like, I read another article. They were talking about an artist who wanted to completely take all his music off streaming and just do physical sales. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Prince tried to warn us a while ago about streaming.
He did.
We thought he was bugging out, but he did have said something about that. Yeah.
Nah, he was ahead of his time, man. R.I.P. Prince, man. Like, one of the greatest. You know what I mean? It just, at the end of the day, he knew, like, it's just taking the control out of our hands again. We already gave a lot of that up. Everybody, a lot of people know that during the 90s, people were signing messed up deals left and right, and a lot of that money just completely, it's gone. Yeah. You know what I mean? Can't get it back. So it's like, now is the time to, like, it's just everything. So like you said, in the music industry right now is so stagnant. It's like we getting a whole bunch of crap music, just be honest. Like, it's rinse and repeat, sample whatever we can sample, and you know what I mean. And I didn't come out up like that. I'm raised, I'm an 80s baby. I'm born in 87, so I lived through all the Cash Money, the lean with it, rock with it, the West Coast movement, the East Coast movement. I was real heavy into Dipset and Jay-Z and Benny Siegel. You know what I mean? So that's the music I grew up on. So it's like, now all we get is trap music. You see what I'm saying? Like, each part of the United States all do one beat, and it's all trap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: since you mentioned trap music, there's so much going on with Atlanta hip hop right now, especially with the Young Thug situation. A lot of people are saying this street culture is completely over. Some people felt as though it been over. What's your thoughts about what you see going on with Young Thug and the artists that portray themselves as street artists within the hip hop culture? Because you have a different inside look than we have.
Right. And I feel like, I saw it going downhill like 2 years ago, honestly. Like, when you turn on the radio, like, for kids, and all they playing is drill music, like, something is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because we know these frequency affects us. They affect us in plenty of different ways, physically, mentally, all that. You know what I mean? Emotionally. So at the end of the day, like, hold on, my dog. Hold
on. You want some camera time?
Nah, for real. Like, I feel like the trap music and the drill music, it just killed our culture. You know what I mean? Because we went from a fun, let's party, type of music in the club, like let's have fun, to straight I'm a show up to your funeral and knock you off. Like I'm gonna shoot the funeral up, I'm gonna kill your mama. Like they was just going too crazy. And then now are we surprised that all these people are getting locked up behind what they're saying? And then, us knowing street culture, if you ain't doing it for real, then why is we listening to you say this stuff? You know what I'm saying? So of course you got people that's trying to live up to their name, you know what I'm saying, of what the character that they built up. And a lot of times these people they not really like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when they start handing out them 20s and them 30s, your whole perspective changed. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like you gotta just be yourself at where we at today. If I had an artist in front of me that liked doing trap music, okay, you like that sound, great. But ultimately, what are you talking about? Is what you talking about gonna get me locked up and you locked up, or you killed and me having to pay for all your bills and be a liability because you want to be my artist? Or can you just make some girl songs? Can you just make some songs about how you grew up, or about, you know what I mean? So like, that's why I feel like Rod Wave, somebody like that, is more prominent, or Big X the Plug, because they talking about different stuff. They're not just saying, oh, we might all be, we all from the hood. We're, you know what I'm saying? From some generation in our family, somebody grew up in the hood, right?
Right. Do you get me, brother?
I was just saying we continue to glorify, and it ain't got us nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel, Jay? Do you feel like, because some people feel as though it's intentional from the record execs to push this type of music? Have you ever experienced or heard about execs like pushing more conscious music away and embracing that type of music? Like, yo, I need more of this. Have you ever felt like the record execs, they intentionally push this on the culture?
I feel like I haven't personally, but you can tell it's very obvious because like, okay, like somebody like Toby, right? Toby is not the most conscious rapper, but he raps about some, pro-black stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a Toby song on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the people that follow him, everybody knows his movement, whatever he got going on. And nobody came along and said, we just gonna sign Toby and we gonna turn him up. We gonna put him on BT stage. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, some of that stuff is like obvious. Like, y'all are obviously not pushing these certain kind of people and pushing people like, Sexy Red, and hey, I'm not saying nothing against her, but I'm just saying you can tell these, like I said, these grown songs, they're on the radio and they're playing it for our kids. You know what I'm saying? And they want our kids to grow up and sing the same songs, but so it's like, I just feel like it's crazy right now.
Yeah, no, definitely. Why do you think ratchet culture is so dominant right now? Like, in terms of you could go online and you'll see an 8-year-old, you'll see somebody 60 years old still acting ratchet. What do you think is the number one thing that keeps ratchet culture alive within the Black community?
I mean, I think, to me, I just think it's because, like, it's relatable. How many, without the music, people still live like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's more relatable. And think about the people in the suburbs. People in the suburbs want to be hood. I don't get the concept, but at the end of the day, it exists. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, it's not good for our people at all. But it's just what it is. Like, people love to turn up and be ratchet, and it's just fun, I guess, in a sense, but it's not progressive at all.
BT shutting down the awards and the network doing what it's doing. What do you think is next for the culture, being that there's no hip hop awards happening right now, and hip hop isn't on any other network? What do you think is next? Is the streamers, like, where do you think hip hop, what direction is going to go in at this point?
I'm gonna be honest. I really don't know. I really don't know. Yes, the streamers, because they already started doing that, but they did that so they can sell records. Like if you look now, people are not selling records. You know, they put a lot of music out, but these cats are not selling how they were, let's say, pre-COVID or something. You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening like that. So, you know, hey, I think it's just, it's time for a change, man. It's not where it was. It's not like people are tired of it. As it's like if people like, okay, not to call it out, but Cardi B, let's just say Cardi B song. The song is cool. I'm gonna just be a devil's advocate. The song is cool, but the critical acclaim she received from the song is like, it just shows that people are kind of worn out by the sample old songs, put it out as a single, seeing if it's like it's no originality. Like, I did see this though. I did see that they were doing the Caribbean Music Awards on BET this year.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
Wow. Check it out. I just saw the commercial like 2 days ago.
Damn.
Yeah, so they kicked the hip hop out and they brought the Caribbean music out because, like you said, it's a better product. To me, like, I understand, but like you said, I love my culture too. I love my American trap music. We turn it up I love it. But at the end of the day, I feel like we reached a ceiling to where people don't want to be creative no more. Like, they don't want to talk about their emotions. They don't want to be real about what's really going on in their life. And therefore, our music is very stagnant right now. Because who's the superstar? The same guys who've been rapping for the last 10 years.
Kendrick, yeah, no new superstars.
None. Because these kids, they don't want to do nothing extra other than bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying?
Is it hard to create a superstar more hard now because of the era of 1 minute videos like YouTube Shorts or these short Insta? Like it's like a 60-second video now. So can we really appreciate somebody with that fast of a dopamine hit that we're getting on the internet, for lack of better words?
Nah, I think it is hard to create. That's why you haven't seen any like real super, like this lady. She's a superstar, worldwide.
Superstar,
yeah. But that came before streaming. It came before social media was a thing. So I think social media in turn really dumbed the musical superstars and turned up everybody else. Like I'm not, but for instance, like your show, like before social media, this didn't exist. I was telling my wife the other day, because I watched a lot of Bobby Hemmett, right? But like in the 90s, he was doing it a lot, right? If we stay in Atlanta, he was doing it down here. Nobody in my family knew about Bobby Hemmett doing lectures. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how are these things discovered before social media? It was like hand to hand, fist to fist, word of mouth. And I think that style of marketing goes way longer than, like you said, I can scroll right now on my screen and find 10 artists. They might be different, but what's special about them? Because all the music sound the same. Right. They're not talking about nothing different. So I think at the end of the day, the superstars are gonna come. I'm trying to put them up. But all the superstars are gonna come like from people who just get, like La Russell, right? He's not a superstar, but his work ethic is kind of putting him in front of everybody's face, so everybody knows him. And he puts out a great product. So guess what? Now he's kind of on the edge of becoming like a star, you know what I mean? But superstar, it take a little while, you know what I mean? But I think just staying at it, doing what you love to do in anything. Because I feel like you a superstar, Rich, to me, because hey man, you built your own platform like from nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I watched the growth, and it's like, bro, like this, you are a superstar to the community of people who want to learn more. You dig what I'm saying?
Jay, do people in the industry are they into this type of information, conscious, spiritual, new age, or whatever you want to call it? Are they into this behind the scenes?
So you would think, right? I look like, I'm gonna say a very, very, very small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
because they so caught up in the money. They so caught up in, I need to do this. I need to get this with this superstar. I need to, you know what I'm saying? It's how can you never, like, my full career has always been work, because that's the only way I caught opportunities. You know what I mean? I really didn't slow down and really start listening and studying to about 2017, 2018, because I really, now I'm working with her. Now it's like, okay, I can sit back for a minute. Then I'm playing the game and I'm looking at Bobby Hemming. I'm like, dang, this is crazy information. Like, I've never heard none of this stuff. So I think it's a very small percentage. But one of my homegirls, her name Rachel, shout out to Rachel. As soon as I put that up on, when you put it up on your page, obviously she follows you. She texts me like, whoa, that's dope. Keep up the good work. I'm like, dang, like, I would have never known that you was watching Shout It. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's like, it's gonna grow, because now you see it's like, okay, people are starting to slow down. It's not as much to do. You know, people are scared to do certain things. So it's like people are starting to really pay attention to what's going on. Now you can't really avoid it. You know what I'm saying? They talking about aliens. They talking about volcanoes and earthquakes every day. Yeah. How can you avoid what's really going on in the world and avoid your spiritual side too? Because shoot, first of all, I know at least 3 or 4 of my people, that personally, family, friends, have passed away this year.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that is like just motivation for me to continue to do what I'm doing and really just grow and live. You know what I mean? Because we don't know the day we're gonna leave. And like you said, you got a terminal illness, then of course they'll tell you like, oh, you got a couple days, you got a couple years, but you know, ultimately, like, it's just time to live, man. And I think more people are starting to get like, okay, I gotta find something. I can't just depend on this certain thing to get me through all my issues. I need to really just look for other means of resources, the information.
No, indeed. How has it been for you? You know, we as a black man, we've seen a lot of brothers fall to their sexual desires. We just seen Shannon Sharp go through some crazy shit. We, you know, even in my community, we see we see things happening with the brother Umar Johnson, Dr. Umar Johnson, and shit going on with him. How has it been being a family man in the industry, in a hip-hop industry that is filled with drugs? You see what's happening with the Diddy parties, all this other crazy shit. Like, how do you function being a family man and being successful in this industry?
And that's a great question, bro, because I feel like that is the thing that people shun away from so much. I don't know why. I think it's like this old school mentality to I gotta you know, be sexy and I gotta sell, so I can't act like I'm married. And you know, I think it's immaturity at the end of the day, because ultimately it's all, you know, like, okay, the Diddy stuff, right? You know, the guy who, you know, got caught in that or kind of brought up the case anyway, he was promised 30,000 and, you know, he's talking about, I'm gonna get you on Grammy stage, I'm gonna get you doing this and this and this. And next thing you know, he on the boat with Cuba Gooding. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I think it's all because everybody wants an opportunity. Everybody wants to get ahead, so they're willing to, you know, do whatever or hang with whoever. You know, like you said, these desires that these guys have is just, like I said, it's kind of immaturity at the end of the day. Y'all already rich, like y'all can have any woman y'all want, and y'all choose to kind of, you know, be kind of crazy out. Y'all don't have to be like that. So at the end of the day, if they weren't doing all that crazy stuff, they probably have more time to focus on helping the community. You did what I'm saying? Which none of them do. You did what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, being a family man, it was important to me from the get-go. Like, I got married at 25. You know, my first child was at 27. So from 25 to 30, I was on my own. Then Nicki Minaj came in like 30 and to now. You know what I mean? So really being with my family, I didn't really hang out. I didn't go to the clubs like that. You know, I did all that in my teens because I stayed here my whole life. I'm literally from Atlanta. Like, I'm born and raised in Atlanta. So I seen all the clubs, the BMF stuff, the Jeezys, all that. You know what I mean? And it really, like I said, once I lived it, you know, it's like I'm focused. Like I want to get here. You did what I'm saying? I'm trying to get out the hood. I'm trying to do something big that counts. So it's really like it's a distraction at the end of the day. Like, yes, it might be some women out here. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't have to fall in love with every woman. You don't have to have sex with every woman. So at the end of the day, I have my woman. Her name is Wanda, my beautiful wife. We've been married 11 years.
Shout out Wanda.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's just willpower and growing up and being mature about, okay, yes, I know all these women probably want me, but guess what? I got a woman and I'm focused on my career. I'm trying to build something that's gonna last. You know what I mean?
Do you ever feel like in the industry, because you are a family man, some dudes may not give you opportunities because you're not part of the club? Like they want you to be part of the club and get high and go to the parties with them. And if you reject going to the, have you ever experienced that?
Now, if it has been like that, they ain't let me know, and it just probably just didn't answer the phone no more. So I mean, hey, if it was because of me being married, I didn't know. You deal what I'm saying? But I'm sure, like like you said, I don't go to all the parties. I'm not hanging out with everybody named mama. Like, it's just unnecessary to me because if we ain't making no money, what we doing? Like, if we ain't working on something that's gonna make money, what are we doing? As a producer stands, you know what I mean? So it's like I just never was like that. Bro. I was grateful to hang around all these trap cats that I was around, and in the hood, in the the houses, you know what I mean, cooking up for folks, making beats on the spot, in the in all the traps, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, it's like I was glad to make it home. You see what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not going out to the club tonight.
Right.
Yeah. So Atlanta is just it's been a lot going on here. So
indeed.
Yeah.
How does spirituality come into play with you making beats when you get into your music production? Like, is that an important aspect of your music production? Is there a ritual you do? Do you wear certain color? Like, if breakdown, like, how does it come into play with this?
Nah, I mean, I for the last year and a half, I have been making all my beats outside.
Okay.
That in itself is like, it's like I stay kind of in the boondocks out here, you know what I mean? And it's peaceful. Like I can hear, like, especially at night, like when everybody go to sleep, my child and my wife, they go to sleep, put the dogs to bed, they go, I go outside, I do indulge from time to time, and that is the perfect mood. Like and then I can feel everything. Like I feel like that's like my superpower. Like I'm very sensitive to sound. You know what I mean? So it's like I can feel everything. I can feel all the energy outside, and it's like, okay, I feel relaxed, and I can let my just let it flow. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, it's inside you anyway. So it's like, okay, I don't have to force nothing. When I feel like that, that's when I'm at my best. I feel like.
Is there anything when you're inside the studio? Is there anything that you have to do or you make sure you do before you have like a session with artists? Is there anything you feel like you have to do? And yeah.
No, well, like I meditate every morning, right? I go outside, stretch, exercise, meditate, right? Because I feel like from that point, anything else I have to deal with throughout the day, whether it's different personalities, whether it's a session and somebody walking in or something, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I would be ready to adapt to it based off me having a good morning. You know what I mean? Waking up with my child, eating some breakfast, like I said, just relaxing, meditating. It all helps with just, you know what I mean? Just having a smooth day, bro. Like I done ran into so much stuff, but ultimately getting home and having that moment by myself, it just kind of, it'll help it go away for real.
No, definitely. I know when I'm in the studio with artists, like I told you I work with this artist named Cambada. I'm very particular about who's in the studio with us while we're making music, because if it's just from my experience, I find like what helps me is this, depending on what mood we're going for that night, the person may throw it off. So like there was this one time I remember me and Cambada was working on an album, and my friend's sons had came in the room,
Oh
came in the
wow.
studio,
Okay.
and they like drill artists, right? They like they into that type vibe. And I noticed that just them being present changed the vibe, and it kind of changed my artist's energy.
Mm,
Like threw it off a little bit because the artist wants to impress everybody in the studio.
right.
You could start, you could try to cater to them by talking about shit that they relate to when you
Right.
wouldn't have did that if they wasn't in the studio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm real picky about who be in the studio with, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're right. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it just become an entertainment scene. Instead
Yeah.
of like you're catering to everybody in there, and then everybody throwing in words or say this. So it's like,
See,
I didn't.
that's a perfect example because that could throw the energy off when too many people have opinions flowing around. So
Yeah,
that's definitely true. Yeah,
for sure, for sure.
yeah, that's definitely true. You know, music is a beautiful thing, and um, what do you feel as though I know you working on a lot of things, your own projects now. You got your own record label. You got your own label, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What direction are you looking to take hip hop and music in general with the things that you're doing? Being that
Well,
you study Bobby Hemming and all this, I know you going you going there. You
oh,
know?
it's to me, I feel like where we're at right now, and I think it's all gloves off with me. Like I think I'm my first of all, like I got so many songs talking about different stuff, right? And I think now I understand how to market it a little better. Like when I like I'm the kind of person like I know how to do something very well for somebody else, but for myself, it's like I'm confused, sometimes. So it's like, I understand marketing, I understand social media marketing, because that's one of the biggest marketing tools we can have right now. So, my music and the music that I plan on pushing forward is definitely all knowledge based, you know, um, you know, like I rap about, like I got a song called Must Be Dreaming. It's about me and my wife, or me, my wife, and seeing her for, all this kind of, like I like to talk about real stuff. Like I'm not talking about I want a Benz and I want this, and I'll be like, I don't want a Benz. I just bought a Camry. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to be, as real as I can, because at the end of the day, hey, it's just as hard making it here as anything else. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure that the audience knows, like, I'm not just out for myself, because I didn't did this. I got this for myself. I got this to show. But for my music, I want to make sure it's artistic. I want to make sure it's meaningful. I want to make sure it's passionate and truthful and like just real. Like I said, my song Affirmations I put out for my birthday this year. It just talk about like wake up in the morning and I brush my teeth and
I like that track a lot. I like
yeah,
that track
man.
a lot.
I appreciate it. And that's actually one of my highest played songs right now.
Dope.
And then I got a song called Malpractice, which talk about I got RFK talking in the beginning. He talking about how they be giving babies the hepatitis B shot. When
No, I don't want them to, the
okay.
yeah, be careful.
All right, well, at the end of the day, they getting the shot and they don't need it. You know what I'm saying? It's only certain ways you can get this disease, and they're kind of, you don't need it. So at the end of the day, and that's kind of, I was timid about putting it out, but I'm like, now it's like, if you're gonna stand for something, you gotta stand for something. Like, and that's why I respect what y'all doing. Like, y'all, you stand on something, you stand for it, you be careful how you approach it, but at the end of the day, you still putting the information out for people to grasp. You know what I'm saying? So I'm being smart about that as well. But in rap, it's a little bit more like you gotta tell the, just say what you gotta say. You know what I mean?
Do you ever feel like, being that you're tapping into your artistry, like let's say you're doing these affirmation tracks, if something comes out of you, like let's say you writing a song and you have these thoughts in your mind and something slightly ratchet just comes to the surface, would you include that in a song, or do you feel like you have to keep it all the way, like positive?
Nah, I think like it's a balance, right? I feel I make a lot of ratchet songs, you know what I'm saying? But I also I'm very aware of how I approach it if I'm going to release it, because some of this stuff that I do, I might just give it to somebody else that's in that lane, you know what I mean? But I just like to have fun with my music, you know what I mean? So I don't really try to be too technical, because it can get lame like that, and you're gonna miss the audience ear, because they're gonna be like, oh, he trying too hard to try to be conscious, positive. And I feel like a lot of the artists that try to do that, to me as a industry musician, I feel like it be trying too hard. It's like, I love what you're saying, but be kind of witty with it too. Just don't give me like passages after passages. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that, but we all lived a life before we became aware and conscious. You know what I'm saying? Especially to this knowledge now, because a lot of this stuff is just coming out. So what was we all like before we got this? We was regular people. You know what I mean? A lot of people was Christians. They lived a certain way. So it's like, now it's like, hey, just gotta, be you.
You know, spiritually, how did it feel? Like, you have something on your wall. Like, I'm a producer, and a lot of people are artists, and a lot of people are producers, and their goal is to get what you have on your wall right now. And that's like the ultimate achievement. Like, if an artist got a platinum record plaque, like he or she'll be like, I dreamed about this my whole life. I want to know, like, spiritually, how did it feel? And the reason why I asked that is because Dame Dash said something interesting. He said he helped people achieve what they said they wanted, and once they got it, they were still unhappy. Right. So once you achieve this dream and it looks beautiful on your wall, like, what went through your mind? How did you feel? Was it everything that you thought it would be? Like, what was the experience achieving that level of success? Because that's a high level of success, my brother.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. And I mean, I felt like that, in my spirit. I really felt like, this actually was something that is a big accomplishment. But also, in me, it's just being a for lifer music kind of guy. Like, I just love to do this. Like, I felt like, just over the last few years, because she puts a lot of music out, but she doesn't put albums out like every year, right? So I started thinking about, like, yes, I reached this peak, but I feel it's like I can go sit down right now, I can go not do nothing, but it's like, bro, like, is this where I feel like this is where I should have, like, just stop and just be like, oh, I'm at the peak, let me just celebrate, like. And it was like, nah, bro, it's not, and then just recently I felt like, especially with my aunt died. She passed, transitioned. I hate saying she transitioned to the other side in like February, March. That was very impactful, because she was like young. She was like 53, breast cancer, you know what I'm saying? And it hit me like, bro, like, do I have time to be sitting back knowing the talent that I have myself? And I deal with a lot of different artists, and sometimes they want it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's like, as a producer, I want you to be great as an artist, but I can't make you want this. I can't make you want to be successful in music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I kind of was like, you know what? This obviously what I need to be doing. I feel like I'm good at what I do. I love to do it. It's not hard for me to do. So it's like, you know what? Let me put my talent to the test. And so far, it's working. People are really enjoying my music. So it's like, I think having a voice is where I was missing my calling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing it sonically. People love, like, I can do a beat in 10 minutes and people fall in love, right? But at the end of the day, it was leaving me back here. And I just didn't feel like the universe wanted me to be back here, especially all the situations that I've been in. I always push somebody in front of me, because that's the kind of person I am. Like, I'm like, oh, I want him to win too. Like, you know what I mean? But I do it, and then it'd be like, well, you wanted him to, and they just don't want it. So at the end of the day, so it's like, now it's like, let me push myself to the front for, and see what comes from that. And it's, like I said, I'm enjoying it every moment, because I'm not confused. I'm not, misunderstood, because I understand myself. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, man, this is much more enjoyable. I do love making records for artists and especially Nicki, but it's just like, hey man, I can do that whenever I'm called. When I'm not called, I'm gonna just do my own thing and then put artists on as well like that. Like I've got plenty of artists that I work with, but you know, sometimes they can't all afford me, my price or whatever. So it's like, okay, but I love what you're doing.
Right.
So just like me and you, we gonna collab. It's like we need to put it out. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like that. Like I'm looking for everybody. Like I want to work with the world if I can, like, and help everybody get on some good production and put their song out and let the world hear it. You know,
I've heard so many musicians talk about the effect drugs has on their music making abilities. I mean, you go down the line from marijuana to alcohol to ecstasy to Molly. We hear them. We hear talked about in the music, cocaine, all of that stuff. Lean, the scissor, the lean. What effect? I want to ask you, since we hear so much about the drugs, what effect does food have on you and your music making ability? Like, do you find you've been doing it for so long? Do you find that if you have a certain diet, a certain sound comes out? Like, how much does food impact your ability to make certain sounds?
I feel like, you know, okay, probably didn't know this, but I went vegan from like 2017 to like last year. We just stopped, and I think to me, I think I needed it. You know what I'm saying? So and during that time is the time when I met her, right? So I think it's very important. Now it's like, you know, I eat meat from time to time, but it's not as much as I used to. But now it's like I'm more aware of what I'm putting in my body. So it's I think, you know, and you know, if I eat something bad, and I can tell instantly, like my body, I'm just heavier. You know, it's brain fog. You can't really think. Like I said, or I'm focusing on something totally different, or I just want to chill. So it's a little bit more laid back. And if I do get in production, it's not like I'm just free thinking. Like I said, like, you know what I mean? I think it can slow you down. Like you eating out of like just your stomach hurting and stuff. You can't really focus if you know you in pain and you got ailments. So I think it has a lot to do with it. Like diet is super important in my house.
The marijuana, you said you engaged some time in the marijuana. How does that affect your music production?
I feel like it's just like, I don't want to compare it to alcohol, but it's like to me, it's like a chill vibe. Like you know, I've been doing it for a minute, but like I said, I can actually tell the difference between when I do indulge and when I don't indulge. Both are good, but sometimes this ear over here that does indulge just does it a little better. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know the science around, you know, the marijuana part, but I do know. It's like I was doing it on all these, just put it like that. I don't know if it's like, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like I make good music either way, but it's like it might have a little advantage. And I would say I will put Bob Marley in there. Like I feel like, you know, he would be my reason for keeping it up. Like he, you know, that's all he talked about. You know what I mean? Not all of it, but he definitely referred to it and did it a lot. So it's like I can see why, because his music is fantastic.
Yo, you know, we was talking about collaborating, and I got an idea, like, you know, just, you know, having fun, because music is about having fun.
Absolutely.
And, you know, just creating content. You know what's one video we should do, like when we cooking up in the lab?
Okay.
You know how they say when you like people who can't see hear different, like
Right.
hearing gets stronger when your vision is impaired. We should do a video one time where we like blindfold ourselves or close our eyes while we're in the beat making process, just to see what comes out of us, if it's a difference and how it impacts us. If we're able to tap into something deeper, like if people could experience with drugs, we could experience with sensory deprivation.
No,
Man.
I love that.
Sensory deprivation beats. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably what drugs do too. It just turn your brain off a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
So
I'm saying?
you know, but that's what it's about. You know, having fun and just
That's dope.
experimenting with music and sound and life and spirituality. And I think that that's important. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Absolutely.
Where is your affirmations track? Because I heard it on Instagram, but is it
Okay.
on YouTube?
It's on Apple Music, Spotify,
Oh, it's on.
YouTube.
All right.
It's on everything. So shoot, like I said, it's on Instagram, my page, J Reid Chevy. And yeah, it's on everything. Y'all can check it out.
Indeed. Well, another thing I want to ask you in terms of being a music producer, the game has changed so much now. We have so much at our disposal because of technology. How has having so many sounds, so many
Mm.
options when it comes to making music, how has that impacted? I remember 15 years ago, 10 years ago, my first keyboard, I had a Triton back
Mhm.
then. I had a Triton keyboard, and the sounds were very limited. The MPC, there was Reason out there. There was these programs where there was a lot of limitation. How do you find that having an abundance of choices musically when you're doing your art? How has that impacted your production?
I feel like I hate that. I don't even really like going through sounds because if I'm there to make a beat, I'm there to make a beat. I don't really need to go through a billion sounds to find the perfect sound. So what I do is, you know, I might use a piano, right? And
Mhm.
then I go change the sound to what I think, this melody should sound like. You know what I mean? So I think too much of anything can kind of confuse you. So I think, yeah, it's way too many sounds, way too many VSTs. I'm strictly digital, so it's like it's too much. So it's like I try to find one thing, make a beat, or maybe I've been doing this lately. Find one plugin, make all my sounds in that one plugin instead of trying to look around. And I
Yeah.
got a set like drum kit that I use all the time, so I don't really have to keep looking.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, like it's too confusing. It's too much. You know what I mean? I actually work with this company called UJam, and they kind of be giving me sounds and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
hey man, yeah, I think keeping it simple is better.
You know what you got to do? You got to take me through the process of making Chun Lee. I
Okay.
know, hold up, because I know you got the do. Then you got the
Yeah, yeah.
then you got what sound? What came first? What came second? What came third? I need to know. How did Nicki react when she first heard it? Take me
Oh
through that
man.
process.
Oh, so if you go to my page, first of all, it's a video on there, or you could just type it up, J Reid in the studio with Nicki Minaj. It'll come up that like me and her was in the studio together, and I played her like all these beats, and she heard like two of them and was going crazy. So yeah, she loved the beat. As soon as she heard it, she went in the studio, in the booth, and she kind of, spit out some melodies and stuff that she was gonna rock with. And shoot,
Mhm.
man, it was the rest was history. Like she killed that song. So the first sound was the dun 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 dun, and it's only like 3 or 4 sounds in there. It's like them two sounds, the saxophone and that one main sound, and then it's like I actually got a video about me actually putting this whole beat together too. So check
Dope.
that out on my page. J Reid the making the Chun Lee. It's on YouTube. So
Okay.
and yeah, and then it was two. I did 2 different drum patterns and I merged them together and it
Mm.
made that one. So it was crazy. Like I said, really, when I'm making beats, I don't think. It's like strictly reactive. Like I'm not thinking no more. It's like, okay, because I don't. When I went back and explained how I did it, I didn't even know I did these 2 separate drum track
Wow.
patterns. I was like, oh, okay, geez, you know what I'm saying? Because I be moving fast. Like I don't have time to think. I'm just trying to make this beat. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a gift to be able to not think while making music. That's what people do drugs for, to not think while they're making music.
Well, I think a lot of it is actually knowing music. Like I said, I was in band from sixth
Mm.
grade till I graduated. Literally, I was learning the xylophone. You see what I'm saying? So the xylophone has the same keys as the piano. So when
Mhm.
I leave class doing the xylophone, I go home and practice on the piano or the FL
Wow.
Studio. So now I know all the chords, I know all the scales. That in itself allows me to go to here and not think and just play. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
When you
Right.
don't know music, it kind of makes you think a little harder because you're trying to fit stuff in there that you really don't know, how, what I'm saying? But it's not a bad thing because Kanye, Swiss Beats, these cats don't really play instruments, but they got them drums down, they got them
Yeah.
rhythms down, and it's 2 different things. Like, but to me, I got the drums because I was in drums, and I got the piano because it was almost the same. Actually, the piano is a percussive instrument, so it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a rhythm instrument. So at the end of the day, I learned all that in school, literally every day from 6th grade till I graduated. So by the time I was ready to do this, it was like, y'all can't beat me at music. Y'all can beat me at like the drums or the trap drums or something, but you can't beat me at the music, which allows me to go to Lloyd, Caramel, and then come back and do Nicki Minaj, Chun Lee. You see what I'm saying?
No, facts. Who is J. Reid Chevy's top 5 producers of all time?
Top 5 producers of all time.
Like, who influenced you the most? Who you like? You know what I mean? Like,
shit. We gonna say
it ain't gotta be in order, but just it ain't gotta be just top 5.
Okay, we're gonna say I'm gonna say off the rip, Andre 3000. People don't even know he produced the whole Love Below. Like, all right, Andre 3000. Then we're gonna go to Pharrell.
Hold up. Yo, why nobody say Chad, man?
Hold on, that was coming.
Okay.
He was coming. He went in the top 2 now. Okay. Them 2 cats right there.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Indeed, yeah.
Pharrell is an Aries. I'm an Aries too, so.
Okay.
And Andre's a Gemini. Them Geminis is just. But Chad, Pimp C, one of the greatest.
Pimp C was a producer?
What?
For real?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Damn.
Pimp C produced all the music. The music. Pimp C.
Bro, I did not know that. Wow.
Yes.
Shout out to
Then we're gonna go. I'm for New York. I'm gonna give you one. Just Blaze.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one. And then I gotta come. I mean, Dre is on the list by default because Dre is like one of the best producers. But I'm gonna say who influenced me, Shawty Reid.
Shawty Reid. All right.
Shawty Reid.
So no Kanye on the list. Just curious. No Kanye.
Kanye is hard. I love Kanye. Kanye is a Gemini too, but he would be on my list too. I think this list is too extensive. Like it would be top. He would be on the top 10 for sure. Like,
but this is who influenced you the most. So this is like right. So Kanye. Okay, I get it.
And then if we're gonna say Kanye, we're gonna say Swiss Beats. He would be like Swiss. Like every beat I know Swiss made is like so original. It's hard. The drums be. I actually made Barbie teens in like a Swiss beat style because it was like straight drums. It wasn't no like a whole bunch of melodies, and like you said, it was kind of. I'm influenced. I love New York music, man. That's why I said Just Blaze. Like, who else? The hit makers. Dips. All that. Man, come on, man. I'm a hip hop historian, almost not all the way back, but we talking about from like the late 90s on. Man, what? I was deep in the music.
In terms of the younger generation, who's somebody that stands out the most to you? Like all the younger cats that's out there in their 20s, early 30s. Like who stands out the most to you?
I mean, we're gonna say Metro. Metro just did his one with his what is that? Futuristic Summer album. That song is. I mean, that whole project is dope. Him. Producer wise, I would just say him, but artist wise, I mean, ain't too many.
You mess with 808 Mafia, South Side of them?
Yeah. I like them.
Yeah,
I like 808 Mafia, man. 808 Mafia, dope. I feel like they a little older though. You know what I mean? They've been in it for a minute.
For me, yeah.
If we're gonna say the new school, Mike Will, you know what I mean? Dope, you know what I mean? It's a lot of my boy DB, produced by DB. He's dope. He did that Falling For You on Nicki last album. ATL Jacob.
Yeah, he's big.
ATL Jacob crazy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So hey man, it's a lot of young cats out here, but those few are definitely taking over right now.
Yo, you had mentioned earlier you was like my manager Bolo. You talking about Bolo, the producer that be on YouTube?
Nah, not Bolo producer. It's my other Bolo.
Yeah, shout out to Bolo, the producer. I'll be watching his channel. He be having some good content.
Yeah, he dope
on his channel, whatever.
Yes,
but yeah, man, I want to get to a couple of questions from the family.
Okay.
Family, give me a couple of questions. I'm in the building, the digital building, with J. Reid Chevy, most famous for the work he's done with Nicki Minaj. You see the plaques on the wall. This brother is a multi-platinum music producer, has produced some amazing music, and we were just chopping it up if you came in late about the music industry, the image of hip-hop, and everything that's going on right now. But somebody said ask about 3 6 Mafia, Juicy J and DJ Paul.
Yeah. Nah, them boys. I like, and now we know kind of 3 6 and 666 and all that stuff mean a little bit more different. It's like, okay, what they got? What were they doing? But I love their music is the most influential right now. Like if you could tell, like everybody's doing that Tennessee 3 6 Mafia sound, right? It's so hard, but it's like, okay, those boys were really killing it back then. So yeah, shout out to Juicy J and DJ Paul. Like those, they at the top 2. They would, like I said, top 10, especially in the South. Like they up there.
Yo, Jay, fun fact. The name of my YouTube channel, Black Magic 363, was influenced by 3 6 Mafia.
Really?
Yeah, the 363.
Wow.
The 363 comes from because listen, I'm from New York, but I was like the only dude in my crew. I would just play 3 6 Mafia. And it was like, yeah, I absolutely something about that Memphis sound. I don't know what it is, but that Memphis sound, and I would just play it all the time. And my friends started listening to it. But that Memphis sound, that is so hypnotic. And I guess that's why they named their label Hypnotic Minds. But it would have me in a trance.
And we know, like you said, they was big on probably the backmasking and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like they music, like that's why I was saying, like, think about where we are now in music and how much everybody typically is making the same damn song.
Yeah.
These cats were so, like, everybody was original. 3 6 was not sounding like Outkast and T.I. You know what I'm saying? Dipset was not sounding like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that's what's missing. Like we missing the original sounds. That's why they going back to them sounds, because those was the dopest ones.
What can we do to get back to that originality? I know the internet connected us all, and we don't have that regional isolation we once had. But what's one of the things you think, not just musicians, but creatives in general, just to come up with original ideas, like how we seen people in the past? What do you think is one of the main things we need to do?
I feel like sometimes you gotta detox off this social media. I think that's important. Like you gotta get off this thing, man, because it's like it has entirely too much influence on our daily lives. It's ridiculous. We know too much as far as like this, celebrity news that we really don't care about. And I think, it's especially like a sound, like we in today's microwave culture of music, we hear a Future song and everybody want to go to the studio. Oh, make me a beat like this,
like that. Type beats.
So that in itself has kind of took the value off of what we do as Black musicians, like for real, and creators too, because the streamers thing started. Not everybody's doing streaming. It's like, Jesus Christ, like nobody's trying to figure out the next thing beyond that. They're all just gonna fall in line. Whatever they give us, that's what we're gonna do. So I think gotta stop being influenced so much. Sometimes it is good to, like you said, get away, meditate, find your own lane, find your own, like, your space, so you can think about something different or receive something different, from all these frequency that's coming in here now. Like, it's plenty of ideas, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if you just on your phone all day and you can't sit outside for 30 minutes to an hour to get a fresh breath of air and think about something that you really like, something nostalgic, and then say, I want to do something, like, you know what I mean? I just think people have to sit and think and be creative. Like, stop just trying to get this dollar. You know what I mean? This fast dollar, it's not longevity. I focus on wealth. Like, I'm focusing on longevity. Like, I see these cats, like, let's say T.I. T.I. been in the game since like 99, early 2000. It's 2025. Them people are still rich. You see what I'm saying? They doing something right. I want to be like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to have this blessing and have this ability to do things and make this kind of money and, you know, not being aware of, you know, hey, it can be here and gone, you know, be here today, gone tomorrow. You know what I mean? So,
No, yeah, definitely agree. Let me get to another question.
all right.
Where is it at? Somebody said, have you ever produced anything that blew up but couldn't be proud of it, like because of your personal values?
You know what? I feel like the universe actually blocks ratchet music from blowing up from me. I swear to God, I swear. Because every time I'm in the make a club song, it be cool, but that's never the song that blows up for me. Like it's weird. Like I'm it's not weird. I understand now. You know what I mean? I didn't before, but you know, because I was younger. I wanted to have the hardest song in the club. You know what I mean? But it's like my first single I ever produced was "Show the World" for Boosie. It's like so I'm like 25, 26, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to the club, and of course they're not playing "Show the World" in there. You know what I mean? So it's like I would want to be a lit producer, and I want to have the biggest trap records or the, you know what I mean? But it just didn't work out that way. So I'm proud of everything I've done, and it has made it because it's nothing that like that represent me in a way that's like, oh, this is negative, it's evil. He said some crazy stuff on there that I don't agree with. I probably would have said, don't put it out anyway. You know what I mean? But you know, like if I'm working with a trap artist or you know somebody gangster, I can't stop them from telling about their life on the song. So at the end of the day, I can't. And then I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going off this person and saying, you know, I hope you're telling the truth. Spit your emotions. Tell me your art. This is your art. This is your chance to, you know, do therapy for yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people do. So at the end, I can't say that's wrong or right. I just, you know, I'm supportive.
Next question. Somebody said, do you watch movies while creating music? I see a lot of artists make music while watching movies with the sound off in the studio.
Yeah, I think it is cool because like I got a producer partner, her name Ashley, and she played the violin and all that. But she watched like either anime or like old cartoons. It's dope, but it's like, hey, if that's how you get your vibe, that's how you get your vibe. Sometimes I play the video game. I might be playing a game and I be added sound here or there. That's like, you know what I mean? So I think it's all in just being loose and just not just being like, oh, everything's off. I'm focused on, you know what I'm saying? It's studios, I mean, like that. Typically, nothing gets done because it's so serious. It's so like, you know what I mean? So I think it's all in just a vibe. You're just trying to set a vibe. So, but I typically don't play a lot of movies. I don't really watch movies. I'm really like in here all day, like making music or mixing or something. Or I'm playing a game. I like playing the game because it's more interactive. I can sit here and play Madden or MLB. I like playing baseball, so it's cool. And then I press pause and then I keep doing my beats, and then you know what I mean. So.
No, indeed. Yes, I seen somebody had commented on something somebody said in the chat. Want to get your opinion about this. Somebody said, why would you have anything? The person asked the question about having a TV on.
Okay.
Somebody said, why would you have anything in the background while making music? Music comes out of silence, just like a baby or seeds grow in the dark. I just wanted to say one thing, Jay, then I want to get your opinion. Sometimes I would do that to the person that asked this question because it just distracts my mind. And I'll start playing and it's like my subconscious will take over. So my mind is focused on the TV and I'll just be doodling or, you know, messing around on the key and something to come out that wouldn't come out if I was thinking too much. Because like Jay said earlier, he ain't got time to think. He's just making the music. So sometimes the TV or the radio or just talking to somebody just takes your conscious mind away and let your subconscious mind focus on the music. Just want that.
Nah, that's real because at the end of like a lot of great songs are made through conversation. So I think like if you in a studio with an artist and you making the music, like, and we just talking and we kicking the vibe, like like anything could come. Like the song is built by what you had going on this week? Oh, you talking to your ex-boyfriend? Oh man, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's all like nothing should be forced. And nowadays, if it's forced, just stop and start over. You know what I'm saying? Because people are so keen to tell that things are forced these days. It needs to be studied. So at the end of the day, like, it has to be a vibe. If it's not a vibe, if it's not flowing and it's forced, it's not gonna work. It's gonna sound or appear like y'all tried so hard to make this what it is. Y'all put too many sounds in here. You know, the words are jumbled up. It's just too much going on, and it's obvious. You know what I mean, to the listener or the receiver. You know what I mean.
Next question, Jay. They want to know, as producers and or writers, is working towards mainstream placement still a thing in 2025?
Yeah, and I just think the term mainstream placements has went to more of an independent, placement. Like any placement these days is good because it gets seen. You know, social media is the biggest tool. You know what I mean? So yes, it's still a thing. I have plenty of friends still in the studio night in, day in, day out, trying to make beats for Drake and Nicki and this person, that person, this person. But these artists are not in the studio like they used to be. Like I said, it's not just a thing where a nobody producer just automatically just get calls up to the big leagues and just, oh, you get into place. That happens. That's so rare. And like I said, even with me, I was already working with people before I got the Nicki Minaj placement. So it wasn't like I just came out the blue. But ultimately, yes, people are still getting trying to get big placement, and the people still get placements. But it's the industry. That's how the industry was built. But now I feel like the game is changing to me trying to get an independent. Now, the independent who might have some followers or a fan base, just like I don't know if y'all heard the song called Affirmations by Flipper T, right? Her song Affirmations already sold 100,000 copies. You know what I'm saying? So as an independent, she got an independent deal, right? It's like a production label. So they just the label that's probably signed to Def Jam or something, just for instance. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like it's the independent game. It's here. It's like we back in the 90s now. It's like anything goes. Like for real. That's why I said, like, if you want to do music now, you better do it. You better get on Rap Chat. You better get on Band Lab. You better make it happen, because this is the time now. Because 20 years ago, we had no way to make a song like we do now and put it out for the world to hear. You just didn't have it. You had to sign a deal. You had to get, they had to spend millions of dollars to get your songs on the radio to make you a superstar. And then now you're in this big debt. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, today, we can literally make a song. We can get people like Rich. We can people like, you know what I mean? Streamers, influencers to push our song, and this song can get some major streams. So it's, to me, while we have these tools, you better use them.
Yo, Jay, do you like cooking up with the artists in the studio, or do you like to work by yourself in the lab and then send the artist the beat? Like, which do you prefer?
Nah, I rarely make beats at the house. Like, just because it's like, for what? I've done that, right? I've done that for years, just sitting in the house making beats, and they all sitting on my computer.
Damn.
Because when I get to the studio and I done worked with this person before, they know that I can make a beat in their face, and it's just preferred now. It's like, the only person that hasn't seen me make a beat in her face is Nicki Minaj, for sure.
Yeah, wow.
The only person, because she's so busy. Okay, how I made Chun Lee, right? I was in a whole different studio. She sent me in a different studio. She had another studio, and she kept me there for like 8 hours, and I made all these beats specifically for her. And that's the video that, like I said, I'm in the studio with her, and I'm playing all these beats. But like I said, she didn't see me make them, but she just gave me the studio so I could make them.
That's dope. That's dope.
Man. So
you was in there for like 8 hours.
Man, I was in there like 3-4 in the morning. Then I sent her 1 or 2, and she was like, "Nah, that ain't it." I was like, "Oh crap! I gotta keep. This my chance, so I gotta keep shooting." You know what I mean? So I just kept shooting until I hit one. You know what I'm saying? That one, hey, that's all that matter. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. What's your whole thoughts about? Because let me ask this first. Okay. Somebody says, "What do you think about binaural beats?" And then I'll ask a follow up. But what's your thoughts about that?
I think it's necessary now. Like I think it's it's so many different types of music and different types of vibrations that we all need that's missing right now. So I think like you said, it's just like we were saying. What's gonna make people start being creative and stop doing the rinse and repeat thing, doing things like that, like get into different genres of just music or just sound in general is like you said I looked at a lot of cymatics, right? I was about to buy a whole kit just because I'm like, I gotta see how this works, you know what I mean? And it's amazing. So it's like, bro, sound is one of them things that'll never go nowhere. So I think if you can do binaural beats, 432 hertz music and 5, I forgot the other one, but yeah, if you can do that kind of music, like I think that's like those kind of beats actually get more views on YouTube than these people music videos who put millions of dollars into their music videos. Think about it. So at the end of the day, this internet is not used just for the people that we know, right? It's the World Wide Web for a reason. People on the other side of the world can hear your beats and appreciate them probably more than your own community will. Oh God,
ain't that son?
It's a crazy feeling, and I hate to point this out, but YT people love their artists. They don't criticize them. They don't talk about them. They don't listen. YT music is almost like going to a museum. That's how they treat their artists. You know how black people treat their artists? Oh, it sucks. Oh, it didn't sell 100,000 copies the first week. It must be garbage. Why our music like that? Why isn't our music art and their music is look more of an art piece when they do it? I think that needs to be studied. Like why do black people just and I understand that's why black culture is so important, right? You got to be accepted by your culture, right? But we don't give people a chance. Like you don't hear people screaming out Willow and Solange are the best artists, but they make real good art, real music. You see what I'm saying? And they're not trying to be popular. They're not trying to be on top 100 Billboard. They don't care. They're in it for the art of the music. And these people, like we were saying earlier, do these people get talked about? No. They were bring up the Sexy Red and put her on. And like I said, it's nothing against that music at all. I love Sexy Red. But that's what they're giving us. They're not giving us no other options. If I go to this YT station, 105.3 or whatever, they playing Ariana, they playing The Weeknd, they playing Doja Cat. We hardly don't even hear them people on doggone black stations no more. They don't even play them.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's just what it is right now. Like we have to fight for this stuff. Like, and we have been like, you know what? That sucks. We're tired of hearing y'all talk about killing people. It's somebody just lost their mama last week. I'm tired of hearing about it. Turn it off. I'm not playing it no more. That's the start. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. Have you ever experienced making music, the 432 hertz music? Have you ever?
Yeah, I mean, and I actually have a few out. I put some out myself because I think it's necessary. Like my daughter likes to go to sleep to that kind of music. It's peaceful. It's relaxing. Like I just feel like I said, it's necessary in today's time, especially when all they want to give us is boom, 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 boom. It's like, dang, sometimes we want to listen to jazz or some lo-fi, you know what I mean? And they don't, it's not available. You have to actually go search for this kind of music, you know what I mean? So I love 432. I love the binaural, you know what I'm saying? I love all the lo-fi, especially like, it's just like you said, chill, relaxed music. You get in your meditation, you can think a little bit more clear. You ain't just clouded up by all this bass and, you know, ratchetivity, you know what I'm saying?
Indeed. We're going to do about 3 more questions. Then we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This brother right here, Reid, is a legend. He got some amazing music out there right now that I want y'all to tune into. King Simon is actually sharing the brother's link, Instagram link.
I appreciate
it. Yeah. So you could hit up his Instagram. His link is in the chat from the brother King Simon. Let me ask this question right here. The brother wants to know, Mama Doondoy wants to know, did you ever have to find your sound?
You know what? I don't feel like I had to find it, because I think having a sound is like putting you in a box, right? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I'm not shunning nobody. I'm just using the example, right? Zaytoven, right? Mm-hmm. He has a sound. Yeah, we know when Zaytoven make a beat, we know it's, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he has a sound that has kept him over here. He never had a song with pop, or you know what I'm saying, like pop records, or so I think having a sound is good. Like Lil Jon has a sound.
Right.
Neptunes, they have a sound, right? Yeah. There's a little bit more applicable to other genres, but like if you have, I feel like just having a sound is good. But I don't feel like I found a sound in general, just like, oh, this is Reid, he comes on, because I feel like I'm so interested in different types of music. Like I can't make the same beat 4 times in a row. Like if I'm seeing them making beats, I can't make 4 trap beats. Eventually one of them is going to be like slow R&B, guitars, vibey, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't feel like I found the sound, but having the sound is good for like recognition. But like I said, I don't feel like I'm in it just for recognition. Like I just love to do music. Like this is definitely one of my callings, is to make music, and I just appreciate the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
do you have a favorite type of music to make? If you don't have a sound per se, but do you prefer to make R&B or hip hop or this or that? Like, is that your preference?
Yeah, I mean, my preference is like I grew up on trap music, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I love trap music. Like I love the drums, the intricacies of what you got to do, the 808s. I love that kind of music. Like, but doing music in concert band has led me to like, oh, I like to do scores. You know what I mean? Like it's just different types of stuff. So, but yeah, if I'm gonna start a beat, like if I woke up one day and I was like, I'm gonna go to my computer. 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a trap beat first, and then I'm getting warmed up, and then I'm gonna do something else.
Indeed. Let's keep this thing going. This was a great conversation,
man,
tonight, y'all, on music, creativity, the industry, all that stuff. Very, very good conversation. Let's see what else is being talked about in the chat. Okay, well, somebody said, do y'all ever make tracks and let conscious info play at the same time? You ever made a beat while listening to Bobby Hemmett or something like that?
You better believe it, because guess what? I got songs with Bobby Hemmett. I put his voice in the track. Like,
oh man,
so wow. Yeah, like I'm like, to me, yes, I think I have let that play. Like I'll be in the bed and like I do a lot of beats on my computer without keyboard sometimes. Like I use the keyboard as the actual typing keyboard as the sign. Yeah. So I might be on my phone listening to Bobby over here, and then I'm making a beat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, okay, I need to do it like this. It need to be a vibe. It need to be something that'll set the tone. Or it might, a lot of his videos, he might have the African drums in there, and they'll be playing the drums or something, you know what I mean? So it kind of give me like, okay, this the vibe, you know what I mean? So I have done that before.
Excellent, man. Well, one more time, Jay. One more time. Let me just make sure. One more time, Jay. Tell the people, like I said, family, y'all really need to hear. Matter of fact, when I get off this interview, I'm going to vibe out to your affirmation track.
Okay.
Vibe out to it. So tell them how they can hear this affirmation track. You got some good stuff coming out, my brother. Tell the
Yes,
people.
sir. So, first of all, I'm Jay Reid, Chevy, multi-platinum producer. I appreciate you having me on your show.
Indeed.
My song Affirmations is out now. I actually put out a EP called For You, FOURU, and it has affirmation and 6 other songs on there. I'm actually about to put another project out called Apocalypse World, and you know I'm not playing. So at the end of the day, I'm definitely like, I'm talking about everything, like how we need to be preparing for what's coming, whatever is coming. It just need to be prepared. Like I said, just the clouds, everything. I'm talking about everything. So definitely tune in. Appreciate your time, bro, and just having me on here, bro. And let's keep on rolling, man. I can't wait to do this session next week. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. We gonna get in the studio. We gonna collab. It's gonna be fun. Yo, so I changed my name, my producer name, and just my name in general on the channel. I was going by Black Magic.
Okay.
My new name is Radiohead Rich.
Okay.
Because people talk, Jay. They talk about a lot about magic and casting spells. The biggest spell you could cast is the name you decide to call yourself. So and we're always evolving. And my name Black Magic served me for some, everything comes out of darkness. There's nothing evil, but just everything comes out of darkness.
Right.
The idea is everything. So that served me well. But I'm at a point in my life where my understanding of the universe as radio frequencies and my avatar as a radio player is the direction I want to go in. So I want to be the best radio player for these cosmic frequencies that I could possibly be. So I'm putting a spell on myself. I'm a rich radio. I'm
okay.
So Radiohead, so hey, and shout out, there was a rock band named Radiohead in the 90s, I think.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, and yeah. So that's just the direction my soul is going at this moment, Jay. So Radiohead Rich looks forward to collaborating next week.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, like I said, I want to continue to say, man, you're doing a great thing, bro. Like I said, for people like me that's in the industry who may not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tune in, you know what I mean, just to let you know, like, I'm definitely tuned in. Be serious, be there. All the people you have on here, bro. A lot of them people, I want to know if you didn't put them on your show. You know what I'm saying? So kudos, brother.
Glad I was able to do that. Look forward to bringing you back on here again in the future.
For sure.
Maybe next time we could play a little music for the family next time, or because I want to implement music more into this channel, because when we deal with spirituality, music is as spiritual as it gets, and too much in our community, we separate music from spirituality. In the era we coming in now, we're merging the two together. So I just, look forward to talking about music much more on this channel. Wonderful show. Jay, I'm going to talk to you soon, my brother, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, man. I appreciate it, brother.
All right, brother. All right, peace.
All right.
All right, family. I'm going to see y'all. I'll be back Friday. That was a wonderful show with the brother right there. Great brother, great energy. I follow the brother on Instagram. He's always putting up something inspirational. Make sure y'all check out his stuff on Instagram. King Simon is sharing his link right now. But with that being said, family, I'm about to get out of here. It's 10:30. Yeah, I'll be back Friday, family. I'll be back Friday. I got a great show planned for y'all Friday. Everybody have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all Friday, family. Peace and blessings.